Greetings everyone and welcome back to Dracu-riot. Let's continue. We arrive at the hospital as we speak. Stopping at the lobby, I look into her eyes and... No one knew that you awoke as a lycanthrope. Think about it. At the time, you had no idea that you were a lycanthrope. So how did Midaiji know to go after you? No. Someone broke into the dorm at the time, right? They were after both of us at the same time. She gasps. And my breathing also starts speeding up, as if knowing what lies ahead. Just who was the one who told me, Daiji, that we are successful products of the lycanthrope research? However, that person would be a real lycanthrope. Someone who's a real lycanthrope who also possesses the memories of Hasuzawa, the leading figure of that field. And if this person is able to get a hold of your blood sample, there's only one person. No, it can't be. But if that fever really marked Ryo's transformation into a lycanthrope, the fever wouldn't have simply been a decline in her vampire virus activity. Who did the diagnosis? Who's been examining my blood in detail? Who's the one who examined Ryo's blood? What? Him? It can't be. She looks at me with clinging eyes. I don't know whether I should nod or shake my head. However, I ask the doctor to examine Ryo's blood. If she had already awakened as a lycanthrope at the time, like she suggests...
My sweet honey. 安心してくれ。僕はムツラ君が浮気をしているだなんて勘違いしたりしないから。
I hide Ryo behind me reflexively. I wasn't expecting the worst case scenario to happen now of all times, because I sense a strong aura flowing from him.
おやおや、放置プレイかい？それも刺激的だけど、せっかく久しぶりに会えたんだ。激しいツッコミを期待したいところだね。
Doctor, did you have blood?
ああ、今吸ってきたばかりだよ。人を救うために必要な行為だったからね。
In order to save someone? To save who?
そうそう。今日は稲村君の検査をするという話だったね。間に合ってよかった。お待たせしてしまうところだったよ。
Sucking blood in order to save someone? He's a doctor, so maybe treatment like that does exist. Maybe he's telling the truth. But I tell my senses to be on guard. Ryo is squeezing on my clothes tightly behind my back. My phone rings, completely oblivious to the current atmosphere echoing throughout the cold lobby. Judging by the ringtone, it's an emergency from the Public Order Committee. Something must have happened.
僕のことは気にしないでいいから電話を取ってくれ。何？僕とムツラ君の仲じゃないか。こんなことで感謝なんて必要ないよ。
He's speaking in his usual joking voice, but there is no laughter in his eyes. Nor is there anger. An emotionless state formed through all the emotions combined together. I answer the phone with my hand trembling and press it against my ear. Hello? What? What?
死因は過剰吸血による失血死。犯人は分かっていないけれど、留置所内への侵入の手口から幻覚や幻影、催眠術などの能力を使う可能性が高い。犯人はまだしばらく吸血状態にあるはず。もしこれが L に関するものなら、ユウトや稲村さんが再び狙われる可能性もあるから、十分に気をつけてちょうだい。犯人はまだしばらく吸血状態にあるはず。もしこれが L に関するものなら、 ユウタや稲村さんが再び狙われる可能性もあるから十分に気をつけてちょうだい。
Things are falling into place way too quickly, but that's all I can make sense of. I lower the phone, following that Miu's voice comes from the phone, begging me to respond. Calm down, this is bad. We are clearly in a bad situation. Sorry, doctor, an emergency just came through. We'll drop by some other time. Let's go, Ryo.
おっと、せめて稲村君は話していってくれないかな。稲村君の検査は今日中にしてしまいたいんだ。
Sorry, we're in a hurry, and I need Ryo with me too.
そう言わないでくれよ。僕とムツラ君の仲じゃないか。
No, I'm really sorry. This isn't the time to be playing around.
僕も遊んでいるわけじゃないんだよ、ムツラ君。
I'm bad with this guy and his gay jokes. You could even say I hated them. However, I had faith in him as a person, as a doctor. I had faith in him, and yet...
やっと僕の目をまともに見てくれたね。嬉しいよ。
I'm being serious here.
ああ、ムツラ君の真剣な気持ちにならいかなる時でも答える用意があるよ。
I jump straight to the point and ask him directly. Are you a real lycanthrope? I can hear Ryo's gasp from behind. However, he responds normally, as if he couldn't feel the tension in the air.
さすがムツラ君。僕のことをそこまで分かってくれているだなんて。嬉しいよ。やはり愛の力は偉大だね。さあ、僕と愛の抱擁を交わそう。
Please surrender.
相変わらず釣れない態度だね。僕はムツラ君に稲村君のような恋人がいても気にしないというのに。
Please surrender, Dr. Ogi. I say this again.
僕が君を愛してしまうことが罪だというのかい？そうだね。愛とは常に罪深きものなのかもしれない。
My words have no effect and his behavior doesn't change. You got in touch with Midaiji Kyumi whilst pretending to be Hazusawa Shozaburo and prompted her to take Ryo and me captive, correct? You also provided her our blood samples, correct? And then, in order to destroy the evidence, you broke into the place where she was locked up, sucked her blood, and killed her. Correct?
さすがムツラ君、なかなかの洞察力。と言いたいところだけど、最後のだけは少し違うかな。
He looks at me with a light smile. Showing no sign of guilt or uneasiness for being a wanted man, he's just like his usual self.
御大寺君を殺したのは、それが彼女の救いになるからだよ。ロシアでの研究が頓挫し、敬愛する蓮沢教授の失踪を知り、その教授に重大な研究を隠されていたことを知り、そもそも自分がロシアに送られたのはその重大な研究から遠ざけるためだったと知ってしまった。かわいそうだよね。だから彼女は見返したかったんだ。自らの手でライカンスロープの研究を完成させて。もしかしたら彼女ならそれを成し得たかもしれない。エルだって彼女でなければ作り上げることはできなかっただろう。だけど彼女はとっくの昔に壊れていたんだ。度重なる絶望に疲れ果てていた。そうでなければ蓮沢教授に扮した僕に従うことなんてなかっただろう。彼女なら僕が本物の蓮沢教授ではないことくらい気がついていたはずだからね。ともあれ彼女は終わりによる救済を求めていた。だから僕は彼女にとって一番心安らかな死を迎えられるよう取り計らったんだ。僕に吸血された彼女は至福の笑みを浮かべて果てたよ。
His gentle smile sends shivers down my spine. So this is his true self.
ひどい。
ひどいものか。彼女は今後苦しみながら生きていくよりもよほど幸せだったと思うよ。羨ましいくらいだ。惜しむらくは彼女が人間だったことかな。吸血鬼であれば彼女の記憶と能力は僕の中で蓮沢教授と共に流らえたのにね。
He shakes his head regretfully. I ask him one last time. So you have no intention of turning yourself in?
逮捕されるのは少し困るかな。それより今度はこちらから尋ねたい。ムツラ君、稲村君、二人とも僕と一緒に来る気はないか？
Come with you?
どこにですか？
さて、どこになるだろうね。ここは人間と吸血鬼、そして雷管スロープの明るい未来に。とでも言っておこうかな。
And how do you want to achieve that? This isn't funny. He knows that my trembling voice is just from anger.
さっきも言ったけど、僕だって遊んでいるわけじゃないよ。無論、ふざけているわけでもない。君たちは僕がようやく見つけた仲間。そして明るい未来につながるかもしれない可能性なんだ。
What do you mean?
人造雷管スロープ計画の成功例は君たちだけだという話だよ。もう一度あの手の研究に乗ってやるつもりはないけれど、せっかく男女一組の成功例が現れたんだ。しかも二人は恋仲と来ている。君たちは僕に比べたら不完全な雷管スロープだけど、君たちから生まれる子供がどういう性質を持つのかは非常に興味深いとは思わないかい？これまで雷管スロープは吸血鬼の中から突然変異の形でしか生まれてこなかった。だが君たちは雷管スロープの因子を後天的に受け継ぐことができた稀有な例だ。君たちから生まれる子供にも雷管スロープ因子が受け継がれることが期待できる。それは雷管スロープの種として始まりを意味する。君たちはアダムとイブになるんだよ。それを明るい未来と言わずして何と言うんだ？
After hearing his words, I recall the unusual dream I had after first becoming one with Rio. Was that dream my body showing me what I truly desire as a species?
それはでも、扇先生と一緒に行かなくてもいいことなんじゃ。
そうなんだよ、稲村君。僕としてはね、このまま君たちの行く末を見守るのもいいと思っていたんだ。だけどそれは今まで通り扇元樹としての立場で君たちを見守れるなら、アクアエデンだって決して善意的なものなんかじゃない。吸血鬼の上位種となりかねない君たちを放っておいてくれる保証なんかないだろう。だからもしそういう動きが出てきた時には、僕が陰ながら君たちを支援するつもりだったんだ。
He moves in towards us, to which I take a few steps back to protect Rio. Not yet. I need to buy more time.
だけど君たちは僕の正体に気がついてしまった。それにさっきからつながったままのその携帯、僕たちの話は風紀班に全て筒抜けなんだろう。それでは困るんだよ。人間社会が吸血鬼にしたよ。今度はこの吸血鬼社会に僕たちが押しつぶされる。
Then why did you get me Daichi to kidnap us?
それは稲村君の力を確認したかったからだよ。ムツラ君は仕事柄その能力を発揮してくれることが多かったけど、稲村君は違うだろう。稲村君に力を発揮させるにはムツラ君と一緒にピンチになってもらうのが手っ取り早かった。御大寺君が君たちを分断する作戦を取った時には頭を抱えたけれど、幸い稲村君がムツラ君を追いかけてくれたからね。 僕は稲村君が寮を出ていくのを御大寺君たちに気づかせないようにすればいいだけだった。それにしてもあれは思いのほかうまくいったね。僕一人でもこの程度のことなら片手間にできるんだ。3人いれば何だってできる。今のこの身分を捨てたところでどこでだって新しい生活を作り上げていくことはできるんだよ。さあもういいだろう。そろそろ風紀班も駆けつけてしまう頃だ。2人とも僕と一緒に来てくれ。
Even so, I refuse. Although we hadn't agreed on this, our words come out in unison.
聞き分けのない。わからないか？たとえ僕が逮捕されたところで、その後君たちに待っているのは迫害や監視、人体実験の日々なんだよ。
But I have Rio with me.
それでも私にはユウトさんがいます。
And everyone in the dorm are on our side.
私たちは周りのすべての人たちに支えられて生きているんです。
We are not going to follow someone who doesn't believe that.
そうか。それなら仕方がないね。
What? I move in front of Rio to guard her from his attack, but my feet suddenly lose balance. However, I don't fall down. By the time I realized what was happening, there was 1 meter between me and the floor. Telekinesis, the ability that Rio showed that time when she held up the moving car. But not having sucked any blood, we are unable to counter him with similar powers.
さあ、おいで。
Duh. Is there no way to cancel it? Just as I clench my teeth in frustration.
させぬよ。
That voice. I know that voice. A small figure rushes in, sending Ogi's body flying to the other side of the lobby. His telekinesis gets cut off and our bodies fall down. Are you alright, Rio?
はい、私は大丈夫です。
As we are helping each other up, Ogi also starts getting back on his feet. Standing between him and us is a small girl.
その2人を連れて行かせはせぬ。無論、迫害も監視もさせぬ。人体実験などもってのほかじゃ。そのためにわしがいる。
これはサヨ様。市長自らお出ましと
は。おう。これらはすべてわしの節穴が招いた事態じゃ。自ら拭き取るしかあるまい。
Sayo-sama, why are you...
わしには信じられなんだが、こたびの件、元木が関わっておるとしか考えられなくての。こやつを探しておったのじゃよ。いやはや、よもや自らの罪を告白する場面に出くわすなどとは思わなんだ。命運尽きたかなあ、元木よ。
いえいえ、もうバレても構いませんでした。
コアッパども、下がっておれ。すぐに風紀の連中も来るはずじゃ。
サヨ様も随分とお年を召されたようですね。そこまでの時間はかからないと思います。
わしをなめるなよ、小僧。
なめているのはあなたでしょ。僕はライカンスロープですよ。
Before she gets to respond, Ogi disappears and the mayor is sent flying just moments later.
加速か。
He had moved in an instant and seemed to have hit her from up front. However, not letting the fight come to an end, the mayor flips around in the air before landing.
まだまだ!
However, he unleashes a kick right after she lands.
アホめが。
It seemed as if she was completely defenseless, but she turns away and avoids it. At that moment, she grabs onto his chin and starts sending her fists at him. She thrusts her hands into his helpless body 4 times like spears. Look at the room.
わしが何年生きていると思うておる。わしより早い輩との戦い方くらい心得ておるわ。
Her right hand is digging right into Ogi's stomach. Sayo-sama, that was amazing. However,
これは
ですが、大寒スロープとの戦い方は知らなかったようですね。
his body suddenly vanishes and reappears in front of her as she turns around.
仕返しです。
This time, Ogi's fist sinks into her body.
巨体という能力だそうですよ。幻影に属する能力ですが、どうです？本当に僕を貫いているみたいだったでしょ？
よかった。
さて、いくらあなたが超回復の能力を持っていても、内臓をめちゃくちゃにされればしばらくは回復できませんよね。ああ、それともこのままこの小さな心臓を握りつぶしてしまえばいいのかな。
Stop! Stop that!
随分と優しいんだね、ムツ。僕を実験材料にした人造来館スロープ計画はこのアクアエデンで行われていたんだよ。その実験があったからムツラ君も稲村君も来館スロープ因子なんてものをその体に入れられることになったんだ。それもこれもサヨ様に市長としての器が足りなかったからじゃないか。計画を防げなかったばかりか、それがあったことにすら気がついていなかったんだよ。もう十分だろ。これ以上生きていても新しい未来への妨げになるだけだよ。老害というやつだよね。
I don't agree.
な、
Even if there were problems with her government, the people who used real test subjects are the wrong ones.
本当に君はお優しい。
Sayo-sama! Glaring at me calmly, he lets the mayor go as if throwing away an empty can. Her body flies towards to the wall behind him, crashes with a nasty thud, and slides down onto the cold floor. The wall is smeared with her blood. Sayo-sama! Leo, step back.
嫌です。私も戦います。たとえ私だけ逃げ出したとしても、扇先生にはそれを簡単に捕まえるだけの力があります。だったら私は優斗さんと一緒に戦います。
Rio, I can see my face reflected in her eyes. Man, I'm always getting her help.
稲村君の方が少しだけ冷静に状況を把握できているみたい。でもそうだな。たとえ君たちが吸血していたとしても僕に勝つことは難しいと思うよ。君たちと違って僕は自分の持つ能力の全てを知っているし、その能力の使い方もよく知っている。まあ知っていると言っても元の持ち主の記憶だけれどね。
Lycanthropes consume vampires and steal their abilities and memories. These are the vampire devourers that Mew was so afraid of. Just how many vampires has this man devoured?
さて、サヨ様のせいで少々時間をかけすぎたみたいだ。残念だけれども乱暴な手段に訴えさせてもらうよ。僕は君たちほど優しくはない。
The moment I notice that his figure has disappeared, I hear his voice behind me. The spear-like thrust that pierced through the mayor rushes at Rio. Rio! My body reacts faster than my brain can think. I push her down and we roll across the floor together.
はは、よく避けたね。だけど、もう終わりだ。
I can sense hostility from behind. I'm still bending over Rio. I know his attack is coming, but I don't have the time to turn around. I can see Ogi's figure in her eyes. He's approaching with his hand in a spear-like posture. If I dodge his attack, it will pierce straight through Rio. The Public Order Committee finally arrives at that moment. What happened? Even I'm surprised at how lucky we got. But I've got a hold of his right hand and have him pinned on the ground. However, the sensation I felt only lasted a moment. Superhuman strength? Or was it some other power? Either way, he'll break free soon enough. Right beside him is Ryo, who is still lying on the ground. The first one to fall victim would be her. If he seriously goes on a rampage, I can't say that the Public Order Committee will be unharmed either. It will! This is my first and last chance. And before I know it, my fangs are in his neck. There's not much point for a vampire to suck another vampire's blood. So is a lycanthrope sucking another lycanthrope's blood also pointless? There are no records of lycanthropes sucking another's blood. And it goes without saying that artificial lycanthropes are also a mystery. However, if lycanthropes are just vampires with a special ability, then lycanthropes can also eat each other. Betting on that possibility, I start sucking blood from his neck. When her cries reached my ear, I could feel a surge of power within me. The warm blood circulates within me, stimulating each and every cell. Excitement, euphoria, along with the rapid beating of my heart, the blood vessels at the tip of my limbs throb. Despite being just a pseudo-lycanthrope, I can feel myself turning into a real lycanthrope. However, when a vampire devourer feeds, he doesn't only obtain the victim's powers. All the memories that Ogi has obtained thus far flows inside me. Not just his own past, but also the memories he obtained from others swell inside me. Screaming, shrieking, weeping. Most of it is of sadness and despair, cruel and filled with bitterness. And the most tragic of them all belongs to Ogi himself. The vampires that Ogi absorbed, most of them were brought in for experimentation and devoured by him for experimentation. He's consumed countless vampires under the pretense of experimentation. What he obtained from these vampires and what became of them, they raced through my head repeatedly. Taking in the powers was alright, but the memories were difficult to bear. Each of them tainted, each of them with repulsive owners. Vampires covered with lies, sneering at others whilst putting up a smile on the outside. And there was even one who swore eternal love to his wife whilst having an affair with their blood-related daughter. What? Trash. None of them deserve to live. What is the purpose of living in a society filled with these sort of people? What? How annoying. Yuto? No, that's not me. That's not my name. No. No. However, that voice is so soothing. A lovely voice. Ryo? What am I? Sweet blood trickles around the entrance to my mouth. Below me is the doctor lying on the floor, trembling weakly, and the exhilarating feeling running through me. I see. I sucked the doctor's blood. I get it now.